Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys this Carmelo Anthony build. And as always, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the build. We're going to do an in-depth breakdown in the My Player Builder as to how and why I made this Carmelo Anthony build the way that I did. And then right after that, we're going to be going straight into the Rec Center for some live commentary gameplay. Hope you guys enjoy as always. Thank you for showing so much love and support in July, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, with all that being said, man, let's get started with today's video. Let's go. All right, so for the Carmelo Anthony build, we're going to be going with the small forward position. Height's going to be 6'8", weight 250 pounds with a 6'11" wingspan. Now we're going to start things off here in the finishing with a 71 close shot. That's going to get us a couple finishing badges here, as you can see. I believe it also gets us hook specialist on silver, but since we don't have our post control upgraded just yet, you can't just see that just yet. And now moving on to the driving layup, this is going to go up to an 80. That's going to get us fearless finisher on silver, slithery on silver, pro touch on Hall of Fame, and then other badges like scooper, float game, giant slayer, and spin cycle, and two-step, all on gold. Those are going to be a bunch of really good badges. And yeah, with the 80 driving layup, you have a bunch of good packages you can choose from. One big one is the Jimmy Butler layup package, but you're going to be really good when it comes to your layup. Now your driving dunk, again, this is a New York Knicks Carmelo Anthony, so the driving dunk's not going to be as high. Driving dunk is going to be a 70, which gets you the Luka Doncic dunk package, which is really nice, and we're not going to put the driving dunk much higher than that. Now the standing dunk is just going to be a 40, just to get the standing, I think it's the most basic standing dunk package, just to have it on the build. And then the big thing here, post control is going to get slammed up to a 92. It's going to get you unpluckable on Hall of Fame. We'll have back down Punisher on Hall of Fame with this build. Drop stepper on gold. Dream Shake will be on Hall of Fame once we have the mid-range upgraded. And same thing for post fade phenom, that will also be on Hall of Fame. Then we get other badges like post spin technician on Hall of Fame, which is actually super underrated on these type of builds. And yeah, 92 post control on a metal build was just necessary in my mind, so we can get all of these badges at the levels we want them. Now moving on to the shooting, we're going to have a 93 mid-range shot for catch and shoot on Hall of Fame, blinders and Deadeye on gold. Then we get other things like Green Machine and Space Creator on gold as well. Then getting down here to the important stuff, we also get guard up on Hall of Fame, Midi Magician on Hall of Fame, which is a big deal for the Melo build, open looks on Hall of Fame, which is actually one of the better badges in this year's game. Open looks is a really good badge to just help you hit your wide open shots. I think the perfect threshold for it is gold, but Hall of Fame is also really good. And then like I mentioned, with that 93 mid-range shot, that's going to get us Dream Shake on Hall of Fame and post fade phenom on Hall of Fame, just to return back to that. And then we also get whistle on gold with having the 93 midi, which is an underrated thing that's going to help you get a lot more foul calls when doing mid-range shots, when driving to the rim. So it's a really good badge to have, especially in this year's game where fouls are called pretty often. And for the three-point shot, we're going to just slam this up to an 85. That's going to get you badges like Claymore on gold, Agent 3s on bronze, and then we also get limitless range on bronze, which is a very good badge to have in this year's game. Melo is a pretty good three-point shooter, so it's very nice to have an 85 three-point shot. Then for the free throw, we're just going to crank this up to a 71 to get free points on bronze. Now moving on to the playmaking, pass accuracy is just going to be a 70. Carmelo wasn't greatest playmaker, or if he was a good playmaker, he wasn't a willing passer a lot of the times. There's the whole meme about the whole I work on these blah blah blah, basically referencing how he works on hitting bad shots instead of passing to his open teammates. But anyways, pass accuracy is going to be a 70. Ball handle is going to be slammed up to an 85, which gets you physical handles on Hall of Fame, which is a badge that I really like in this year's game. Handles for days on silver, ankle breaker on gold, which is kind of underrated. And then now we're going to slam up the speed with ball to a 72. Going to get you speed booster on bronze, blow by on bronze. And I don't personally really care about having a 75 speed with ball on this build because it gets you dribble styles that I personally don't use. I use pro dribble style on all my builds, so I don't really care about not having pro dribble style. And then as for blow by on silver, I really don't think it is worth it, and I also don't think speed booster on silver is personally worth it for me either, because that badge really only works when you don't know how to do the actual speed boost animations with, like, basically, long story short, speed booster only really helps like the speed boost animations that you get like launching out of your dribble style. But when it comes to like understanding like how to speed boost in the game, I hope this makes sense. Speed booster doesn't affect that at all. But with that being said, that's how I made the build. Now moving on to the defense. Interior defense is going to be a 74. Gets you post move lockdown on bronze. Perimeter defense is going to be a 68. That's going to get you off ball pest on silver. And we get workhorse on silver as well on this build. Carmelo Anthony was not the greatest perimeter defender. As a matter of fact, the whole problem with the position of which he played came down to how he was on the perimeter defense. A lot of people wanted him to play the 4 because he wasn't really good at guarding small forwards because he couldn't really hang with them on the perimeter. Then that also caused the problem that Carmelo didn't want to bang with other 4s like KG down low, so they had to put him at the 3, but he wasn't a good enough defender to really guard 3s, you feel what I'm saying? We're just gonna go with a 68 prim. If you want to play decent defense, 68 prim is really not that bad, especially considering you have interior, you're going to have block on this build. 68 will be just fine. Speaking of that block, we're going to crank that up to a 68 as well to get us chase down artist on bronze. This is a very good sweet spot for builds that aren't playing like power forward or center. And realistically, you probably could make a power forward that only has 68 block and be just fine, because 68 block is going to get you good blocking animations in the paint, out on the perimeter, so I think 68 is perfectly fine. Now for the rebounding, and here's the big part with Carmelo Anthony. We're going to get that 85 defensive rebound for rebound chaser on silver and box out beast on gold, and the rest of this is going to get slammed into offensive rebound up to a 72. Here you have it. Here is the Carmelo Anthony build that I made, and obviously there's a couple changes here and there that you want to make, but that you can make, but I really wanted to focus on the strength side of Carmelo Anthony. Every person that ever talks about Carmelo, they say he was one of the hardest people to guard because of how physical he was. He would have you covered in ice packs the next day because of the brand of bully ball that he played. And I think going with like only like a 80s to a 90 strength doesn't really fully encapsulate that, especially since most players make their builds very strong in this game. So I wanted my Carmelo build to be stronger than the average build in 2K, which most builds have 84 to 90 strength, somewhere in between there, but for the silver immovable or gold immovable enforcer. So I wanted to go higher than that so I can really take advantage of that bully ball aspect that you would need to have to be good on a Carmelo build, which doesn't perfectly translate to like a perfect Carmelo build, because realistically you probably shouldn't go higher than a 90 strength, but with how the game is, I wanted to go 96, so we ended up going 96, and that gets us a bunch of really great badges. We get bulldozer on Hall of Fame, physical handles on Hall of Fame, a movable enforcer on Hall of Fame, and back down punisher on Hall of Fame. Having that 96 strength allows me to play that brand of like bully ball basketball with pretty much any person that guards me. If somebody with 90 strength is guarding me, I can toss them around the exact same way that I'd want to, even if they only had an 84 or a 74 strength. So I think that 96 strength is perfect for this type of build, and it works really, really well, especially when you're playing online modes like rec or park or theater. That's why I went 96 strength. And then obviously speed is 80, 68 acceleration for the spot finder on silver. Super underrated badge in this year's game. You guys need to understand those get open / spot finder mechanics by tapping the right trigger. You'll definitely realize like how impactful it is to have a badge like that. A couple minor things here. Make sure the vertical doesn't go lower than 60. That's what gets you that chase down artist on bronze. And that is pretty much it. Now, coming out of the My Player Builder, you're not going to get shades of Carmelo Anthony. I don't know how to get shades of Carmelo Anthony. I tried for hours to make it happen, but I couldn't do it. Got shades of Michael Porter Jr., Kiki Vandu. I never understood how to pronounce that guy's name, so we're just gonna skip over that one. And shades of Chris Middleton. You get the build name 3-level threat. Now listen, we're at the end portion of this build segment, so I want to put this out very quickly. At the time of recording this, it is July 7th. I don't recommend you make this build. We are very close to NBA 2K25. Save your money for NBA 2K25. I am making these builds simply for the entertainment of you guys that are still watching 2K's content this late in the year. And I don't recommend that you make this build. Just save your money. For the people that say that in the comments like, oh, I wouldn't recommend anybody make this build. Yeah, too late. I already said it, buddy. Now, as far as animations go, here is what I was using. Now, when it comes to the jump shot, man, listen, if you want to use Carmelo base with Carmelo uppers, you absolutely can. You can blend a little bit of Oscar in it just to make it a little bit faster. But in today's gameplay, I tried, man, but I just could not do it with the Carmelo jumper. The uppers are just a contest magnet. The base is really slow, but if you want to use it, you can. But I'm going to be using T-Mac. All right. Green light. Come on. All right. Green. Oh, yeah. Little pull up by Melo. Man, who the hell is this? Oh, yes. I need 4 people on one side of the court. Yes, 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 yes. And 1. And one, Carmelo Anthony. Oh, that was perfect. And I got heat check off of it. Oh, now here's the crazy thing, right? 7 points in the first quarter. Game was close, 14-13. Yeah, that was the last time I touched the ball until we were down by like 35-19. So as you can see, right? 7 points, 100% from the field. I still have heat check from earlier. I went an entire quarter without getting the ball. We're now down 3 scores. I just chuck up something stupid. And yeah, that's going to be all you see from this first game. Green bean, baby. Come on, Melo. Green. Good job putting a hand in my face. Don't care. Hey, I got my heat check off of that. I like going up for layups in transition because, again, it helps towards the heat check, as you can clearly see. So now we got a heat check. Green, baby. Yo, these Melo uppers are a contest magnet. My goodness. All right, good start so far. 9 points, 4 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from 3. Couldn't have a better start than this, honestly. And one? Oh, man. Oh my. Hey, what a pass. Green bean. Melo, baby. Green bean, baby. Green. Oh my God, Carmelo Anthony. Green. Carmelo Anthony for 3. 3 to the dome, baby. That guy runs to me every break, bro. I got heat check. He runs to me every break. Hey. Whatever. Like, I've been wide open for like the final 2 minutes of the quarter and I could just not get it. Green B. That's a 30 piece for Carmelo Anthony, baby. Flex on him. Feel what I'm saying? Oh, he missed again. 3, 2. Green. Carmelo from 3, baby. Come on. That is a 34 piece on the Carmelo Anthony build. 34 points, 14 or 16 for the field, 4 for 6 for 3. We only missed 2 shots. It's a great gameplay right there, baby. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, but that is going to be it. I am out, man. Peace.